Hello, and welcome to the Queen of Hearts podcast. My name is Qween Leo, and welcome to the kingdom. I hope you guys are having a wonderful November so far. Um, we're getting closer to the end of the year, and this is fourth quarter. So I hope everybody is pushing through all their goals. Hope everybody is determined and driven and staying consistent, because as we bring 2024 to a close, we need to be prepared to start 2025 off with a bang. So, yes, definitely hope November's treating you well. In this episode of the Queen of Hearts podcast, this is actually a part two. Um, Earlier, I had did a Q&A episode, episode 6, if I'm not mistaken, and we are here today. This is episode 11, and as I was filming that episode, I had so many questions sent in, and I did a few, but it was so fun that I wanted to do it again, and I just felt like this would be a perfect time. I feel like, seeing that this is a new platform, um, it's nice to take time away from just the content and really just get to know each other, really get to just know like who we are, ask those questions, those deep thought-provoking questions that people probably don't ask. Or if they do, they usually just come up in like conversations when you're with a group of friends and you're having like a great little vibe session. You might have deep questions like this. So I feel like these would be nice little segments to have, just to invite you guys more into the world of the Queen. So, first episode was pretty fun. I enjoyed it. So I wanted to do a part two. I am back with more questions, and we're just going to get to know Queen on some Queen type shit. So let's go ahead and dive in. I forgot how many questions I answered last episode, but we'll probably get into a nice chunk. I pulled some numbers ahead of time, so I just have a list and I'm trying to go straight through them. Should I start from the bottom? Should I start from the top? We're going to start from the bottom, and we're going to start in the second column. We're just going to do it all backwards. So from the bottom in the second column. All right. And our first question is, let's see here. 47. Question is, what's your view on compromise in a partnership? What's your view on compromise in a partnership? That's an interesting question, because the word is not relationship, it's partnership. So it's more so, I would say, a more vague, broader field. My idea of compromise in general, I feel like compromise is key. People don't understand, just when you're one person and you're dealing with another person, there's always going to be a level of compromise, because you're not the same person. It's two different people. It's two different aspects of life, two different wants, two different needs. Like, you're always going to have that level of compromise, because you're combining two lives. You're combining two ideologies, in a sense. So you're not always going to agree on everything. So there's always going to be that a moment where you're either going to have to agree to disagree, which in itself is a compromise, because you're agreeing to not discuss it, and you're agreeing to just let it die. And then there's the chance where you actually might talk it out, and you might come to a conclusion that might benefit both parties. And when that happens, there usually is always a compromise. So I feel like compromise, when it comes to two people in general, is always key. I feel like it's how a lot of relationships fail, because people do not understand the importance of compromise. I feel like that's how a lot of partnerships, like, not even thinking relationships, like I said, the question is partnerships. So even when it comes to business ideologies, like, you got to have compromise, because you might want to promote a product a certain type of way, and your business partner might want to do it a different type of way. So you might want to take the company public, your partner might not. Like, there's always going to be a chance where you and your partner are going to have two different aspects to something. And you guys are going to have to compromise for the sake of business. You're going to have to compromise for the sake of love. When two people come together, there's always compromise. And people don't take that seriously enough. And that's usually why relationships and why dealings, businesses, things like that fail, because at the end of the day, there's always going to be a moment where one person's idea might make more business sense. Yours might be driven more off emotion, but it might be an idea where it's like, but it makes sense. Like, it's profitable. It makes money. But it may be against how you feel. It may be against something you believe in. And there's always going to be that level of compromise. Same thing with relationships. There might be things you consider deal breakers. That might be that person's life. That might be their personality. And you have to take a moment within yourself and compromise. Be like, is this really that deal breaker? Is this really that big to me? So I feel like when it definitely comes to anything with two people, compromise is key. I feel like that's something people should discuss more. I feel like when it's good, people discuss it's good. Like, when a relationship's good, it's cool. Like, we're good. When business is booming and we making money, things is good. But when it gets tough and you got to hit that compromise part of it, I feel like people are never prepared for it. And I feel like that's why sometimes it goes left. People are not prepared for what comes with it. I feel like it's something that should be addressed early on. For example, I have a great example right now. Like, right now, I'm currently in a long distance relationship, and I feel like it's a lot of compromise within myself, because I'm like I said in prior episodes, I've never been a fan of long distance relationships, but I do it. I compromise. I compromise with something I feel, and I do it because I care about them. I understand what's going on. Like, we're in agreement, and I get why we're long distance. I understand what we're building towards, so I'm allowing it. I'm okay with it. I'm compromising for it because I care about that person. I'm compromising because I understand the bigger picture. It may not be something I'm cool with, but I'm going to compromise, and I'm gonna tolerate it, because at the end, the end goal is going to be so much greater. You get what I'm saying? And that's why I feel like people need to really take time and work on understanding the idea of compromise. Understand that it comes with it. It doesn't mean that you're less than someone. It doesn't mean that your ideas or your feelings don't matter. It's just, when you look at the greater scheme of things, in whatever aspect it is, sometimes you have to compromise just because it makes more sense. It just does. Because I could be that person, like, no, I have to be here with you and move in, and it just not go right. You feel what I'm saying? Rush it and try to make it something it's not yet. Or I could really just take the time and let it grow into something and blossom into something great. And that's what's so crazy about it, because sometimes when you compromise, you learn something about yourself, or you learn a new skill that you probably didn't have before. Like, I'm learning patience, and I tell him this all the time. I'm learning patience, and this is something I've had patience, but I've never mastered it the way I'm mastering it right now. Like, I'm really working on my patience when it comes to things, and this is really what's causing me to work on it, because it's like, I have to be patient now. I have to be patient knowing, like, hey, I'm not going to see you every day. I'll talk to you every day, FaceTime you every day, but I can't physically touch you every day. And that's okay for right now. It makes me appreciate the time we do have together. And it helps me build a patience within myself to where I can hold off on things, and I don't have to rush it and push it and sometimes fuck it up. I can water it, and I can nurture it, and I can watch it grow. So compromise is good. It helps people don't understand how helpful it is to a person's character. Compromise is a good characteristic to be able to to have, and people don't see that. But yes, that is my view on compromise in its totality. Okay, next question. Let's see, 146. And like I said, guys, on the last episode, as I answer these questions, comment below your answers because these are good ass questions. I don't know how y'all came up with these, but yes, definitely comment below your answers. Next question is how, make sure that's the right one. Yep. Nope, it's not. What's a mistake you learned the most from? What's a mistake you've learned the most from? The mistake I learned the most from, and I realize it now, being with my ex, I have to understand me and my worth. That was something I didn't work on when I was with him. That was the issue I had. I didn't focus on what I wanted and making sure I got what I wanted, making sure I was satisfied, making sure I put me first. I got to put me first, Lucius. That's the mistake I learned from because I was with him for a very long time, and early on, I ended up putting him first, and I never put myself first again. And I feel like looking back now, I missed out on so many opportunities to better myself. I missed out on a lot of opportunities to put myself in a better position. I missed out on a lot of opportunities to find happiness because I put him first. And wouldn't say I regret it, but I just learned a lot. I learned a lot from it. So now I know if I'm not happy, I'm not doing it. Like, if it's not something that genuinely makes me happy, I'm not doing it. Like, I'm at that point now because I've wasted so much time disregarding my happiness. That's why, like, now, like I move how I want. Like, I know the work ethic I have, so I work like I do to live the way I want to live, to do the things I want to do. And I now experience so many more things in life now because I put myself first. I put my happiness first. So I would say that's the biggest mistake I've learned from. And in the process of putting myself first and putting my happiness first, I've grown to stand on business when it comes to me. Like, there's so many moments I think about now in life where if this was old me, I would have bowed out, I would have punked out, I would have said, oh, okay, whatever. Like, there was the old me would have, you know what I mean? I would have caved. But the new me, oh, I stand on business. Like, oh, for real? Bet. Like, let's go. Like, I'll take it to the ring with it. Like, I stand on business about me now. I stand on business about my happiness. You're not finna play me. You're not finna punk me. You're not finna hold me out my happiness no more. I let a dude do that for years. Like, you're not finna hold me out my happiness. Not no more. Not no more. That's something I've learned. That's the biggest mistake, and from it, I've learned the biggest, like, shit about myself. And that's why, as the queen now, oh, when I tell you, my feet, 9 times out of 10, my feet is propped up because they hurt so much from standing on business about me. Like, I stand on business now. I'm proud of myself. I wake up every day, I'm like, girl, I'm proud of you. Because I'm her. I'm her now. Like, I understand the shit I allowed back then, and I don't allow it no more. And that's how I know I'm her. Next question. Let's see. 152. It's like 100 and something questions. I was like, wow. Let's see. Do you prefer coffee or tea? That's a tough one, as I like them both. I really do. I'm usually a coffee girl. I usually drink coffee a lot in the morning. That's like my go-to in the morning is coffee. I'll even drink it throughout the day if I'm feeling a little groggy. Tea, however, though, is my vibe. I can appreciate iced tea, sweet iced tea, and when I'm in my meditations, when I'm in my peaceful Zen mode, I appreciate a nice hot green tea. Green tea is probably my favorite tea. Yeah, but I do love my coffee. I had a Keurig machine, and it was my favorite appliance in my whole kitchen, which is crazy because I had like a crock pot, I had a blender, I had a food processor, I had an air fryer, and I had like this crazy air fryer with all these fucking settings. But had all these appliances in my kitchen, but my Keurig machine was my favorite. And it was like the Keurig machine, and then you can make like foam, hot foam, cold foam, all that stuff on the side. But that was like my favorite appliance. I'm a sucker for a Keurig machine. But I'm a coffee girl, but I'm a tea girl too. It depends on the vibes. It depends on the vibes. Let's see. Next question is eight. Next question. What's the last book you read and what did you think of it? Last book I read all the way through. Ooh, it's been a minute. It's been a couple months. I want to say it was part of me, the one I can remember is The Silent Patient, but I feel like it was something else. It's something else I've read after that. I can't remember. Um, and then I'll say like Room for Rent. I've read some I don't want to say off the wall books. They're just different genres, but I want to say it was Room for Rent. It was about and what did you think of it? Room for Rent. It was about a journalist, and she comes up with the idea of posing as a woman looking for a roommate, but in actuality, she's looking for the love of her life, and she's trying to see it like the new aspect of dating, like online dating, but you're meeting through renting a room, like roommate style. Um, it was interesting. It was an interesting love story book. I don't think I cried. Usually, if it's a good love story book, I can cry. I cry from them. I'm just such a sap in real life. Um, but it was an okay book. Different. I think that's what intrigued me about it, because it's like, how do you find love after you act like you're trying to rent the room? Because it's trying to like, how do you how do you transition from, hey, I'm renting a room, to, hey, I'm trying to be your wife? Like, it's weird. So I was intrigued by that. But it was a good read. It was okay. Um, I'm very picky about books. Like, books can be okay, but it's very hard to be like a really good book. Like, I'll reread it type again book. And that, it was okay. It wasn't like all wave about, but it was okay. If you ever find it, I'm gonna have to look up the offer. I'll link it in the description. Um, but it was okay book. I feel like it was pretty fucking long. I think that's why it was doing something to me, because it started slow. It took forever to end, and then just when you think it's gonna end, it doesn't end. It's more going on. So I just was not a fan of that. I think that was the one thing I hated about the book. But yeah, that was the last one I've read completely through, Room for Rent. Let's see. The next question is, let's see, 157. And that one is, what's your favorite app on your phone right now? Goes to her phone. It's funny, if my boyfriend hears this question, he knows the answer. Right now, I would say it's a tie between Hard Rock Bet and fantasy. Those are like the top things I'm on my phone right now doing. I'm either always checking my fantasy team, making sure they're put together properly, or I'm placing a bet in Hard Rock. Currently, I'm out of town, so I cannot place any bets. So it's low key upsetting because I would have had like 6, 7 parlays going. I was watching the basketball game last night, and it pissed me off because I'm out of town, so I can't bet on it. But I would have bet on it, and I probably would have won a lot of money. It's very sad. But yeah, I definitely say those are my top 2 apps. two favorite apps right now on my phone. A close third probably be shopping of some sort. If it's not Amazon, it's Fashion Nova. It's not Fashion Nova. It's some website I'm ordering something off of. So basically, just blowing money. if I'm not working or working, I'm blowing money. So yep, those are the top apps on my phone. Most people say like social media. I mean, it would it's not my favorite. It's just a top app because I work off social media. So like I'm constantly on social media. So that's why it would be like the top. But as far as like my favorite app right now, it's either me betting to win money or me just spending money. One of the two. Yes. We're gonna go on a quick commercial break real quick. And when we come back, we're gonna get some more questions in.
Hey, Janet, you going on?
Alrighty, and we are back. Let's see. Next question. 11. What's your favorite romantic movie and why? My favorite romantic movie and why? That's a tough one. When I think, I'm going to have to break it down then. When I think romantic, I think full-blown, like, love story. And if I had to think full-blown love story, part of me wants to say Brown Sugar, but I feel like it's another movie out there where the love story gets me harder. I must have to say Brown Sugar, though. Because that's the first thought I get is Brown Sugar. It's an amazing movie. I talked about it on my last episode how it's my guilty pleasure movie. It's my favorite movie. But I would say that one. I would say. Yeah, I would definitely say Brown Sugar. I'm trying to think, like... Yep, when I think romantic movies... Yep, I think it would have probably more likely be Brown Sugar. Just because their relationship was so different. Like they were best friends, and I feel like they always knew it was something there, but they just never really like pursued it. Just out of sake of the friendship. I feel like they never wanted their friendship to deteriorate. But over time, it came to a point where it's like, we're just meant for each other. Like, we just complete each other. And I feel like that's just a great love story. Like, other love stories, like, they meet and then they fall apart and then they have to find their way back. And it's too much drama. Like, it wasn't really drama because, yeah, he does kind of go off and get married. And then she goes off and finds her own dude, too. But it was never like they kicked each other out of each other's lives or they tried to move on without each other. They tried to really be friends. And the love was too strong. And you never really see ones like that where it's like we try to still be in each other's lives, we still try to be friends, and the love is just too strong. Usually they like fall apart and they go different ways and they have to come back together. So that probably would be my favorite romantic movie. It gets me in my feelings. It's just such a hearty love story. I love it. Let's see. Next one. Question 96. What's your favorite quote about love? It's a lot of questions about love today. My favorite quote about love. I feel like it would be the Bible verse. Love is patient, love is kind. I remember I wrote my boyfriend a letter, and I wrote that in there. And as I was writing it there, I just was thinking about our relationship in its entirety, and it mimicked the Bible verse. And I was just like, I love him. I love him. Our love is like true love that's in the Bible. Like it's unselfish. It's patient because it's long distance. It's kind because he's so sweet to me. Here, let me pull up the full one for you guys. I would get it tatted, but it's a lot because I want the full verse. But yeah, love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails, but where there are prophecies, they will cease. Where there are tongues, they will be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. And I feel like I don't know. It's just when I wrote it to him, I was writing it because it was like I'm reading my Bible and it just hit. But then as I'm writing, it repeats. It just you ever just like say something and it takes you to that memory. Love is patient. I'm just like thinking of our relationship and the moment we were in and how we were having to be patient. And I think of how sweet he is to me and how he doesn't judge me and how he lets me be me and he accepts me and he showers me in him. He pours into me in any way he can. That's why it kills me when people say to me, "Oh, he's using me. He's taking advantage of me." I'm like, "Bro, what is he taking from me? All he does is pour into me. Bro, beat it. You're mad. You're upset." Like, no, he pours into me daily. Brings me joy daily. Love is, that might have to be my next season or my next theme of the month is love. Because, honey, I could talk. I could go on about love right now. Way life is going, I can go on and on about love. But yes, that is my favorite quote about love. Let's see here. Next question. What's the most spontaneous thing you've ever done for love? What's the most spontaneous thing you've ever done for love? It's a lot of questions about love. People are in their feels. I really don't move with spontaneity too much. Spontaneity, however you say that word. But what's the most spontaneous thing I've done for love? If anything, I would think like purchases, like buying things, like just buying things. That's the only thing I can think of. I'm really not like that. I don't move really spontaneously. I really deliberate with my actions. One thing I can think is I was on my phone. I was doing something, and I stumbled upon this hat. I was like, "Oh, this is a cute hat," and I literally just bought it for my boyfriend. I didn't really like think anything of it. I the second guessed myself. Saw it, thought it was cute. I was like, "Oh, purchased, bought it." That would probably have to be the most spontaneous thing I've ever done so far. Can't really think of anything else. Let's see, another question. 136. Mm. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Good one. 5 years, that will be, well, we're in 2024. 5 years will be 2029. I would be 5 years. 33. I'd be 33. Um, where do I see myself at 33? I see Queen of Hearts flourishing. I see me in a very successful life. I see myself with a child or two. I see me with my husband. I see myself as a wife at 30. At 33, I see myself as a wife. I see myself as a mother. I see myself as a businesswoman. I see myself as a brand and entity. I see myself as a partner. I see a lot of love. I see a lot of hard work and family around me. That's what I see in 5 years. I'm manifesting that. Yeah. My manifest game is on point. Ask about me. So I say, yeah, that's where I see myself in 5 years. I see myself achieving everything I've wanted, or in progress of doing it. That's where I see myself. Let's see. Next question, 83. What's the most adventurous thing you like to do with a partner? The most adventurous thing. I'm such a sucker. I'm scared of heights and like weird, like not weird, but like just real outrageous things. So I would say, I'd say like hiking, camping. That'd be like it for me, cause like camping's like the ultimate. Cause I feel some type of way about being outside with no shower. So I'd say camping is probably like up there. That's the most adventurous thing. Camping, hiking, like in the nature. Cause I'm such a city girl. So being like in the nature is like so off the rocket for me. So I would say that. Um, I would say one thing, but I feel like I would never do it, even though it sounds good. I probably would never do it. Going in a hot air balloon. It sounds fun. It sounds like, it'd be kind of cute. It sounds like it'd be kind of safe. But I know I would shit bricks being that high in actuality. So I probably would never, ever do a hot air balloon. Um, maybe like a helicopter ride, things like that. Stuff that tests my not being in nature a lot, and then my height. Those would be like the top adventurous things for me to do with someone. So definitely like being in a helicopter looking out, or like climbing like mountains, and being in the woods or the mountains, or stuff like that. And camping. Those would be like the most adventurous things that I'll do. That's where I'm drawing the line at. Let's see. And we'll do a couple more. Let's see. Number 65. It says, how do you feel about setting relationship goals? I feel like everybody should have a goal. Like, I feel like goals are important in anything. Like, I have my monthly goals, I have my weekly goals. So I feel like goals are important in anything. As far as relationship goals, I feel like they're important if you guys are on the same path. Like, you can't be setting relationship goals by yourself. That's weirdo behavior. You can't be in the corner like, oh, I'm gonna marry him in 5 months and he has no clue. Like, oh, we're gonna have children in a year, and y'all have not even talked about babies. Um, I feel like setting goals are good if you guys are on that same page. Like if you guys are trying to build together, yeah. But don't set goals independently for a relationship. No, that's something two people should be doing together. Um, a good example, like me and my boyfriend, we have our goals. We have things we want to accomplish, and we work towards them. It could be in anything. It can be in like our relationship itself. It can be like trips. It can be just things we want to have for ourselves. Like we work towards things like that. You have to. Those are things you have to set together. Um, but I feel like it's good. I feel like it helps build a relationship because then you know you're not in it just for the moment. Like y'all not in it just to have something to do. When you set goals with your partner, you're trying to build a life. You're trying to build a foundation. You're trying to build a family. Um, that's why I feel like it's always good to have that. Um, it's always good to have your goals. Like I said, I build goals for myself. So if you with somebody and you doing life with somebody, y'all should have goals within yourselves as well to want to do things and be better. So yeah, I'm all for relationship goals. Let's see. Another question. I'm gonna back and forth this time. If you were a superhero, what would your superpower be? Typical. What would my superpower be? This is a typical question, and you know what's crazy? It's such a typical question people ask, but I never know the answer. I get asked this like icebreaker questions, like if I'm like at a business situation or just like meeting friends. Like this question comes up. Like this is like that standard question, and I never have a good answer. I never prepared. If I was a superhero with superpower, I would have probably flying. Just don't have to pay for all these flights back and forth. Flying, of being invisible, things like that. Like, and it's funny because like when you're younger, you're like, oh, I wanna levitate, I wanna breathe fire, I wanna do all this crazy. Then you get older, it's like you wanna be invisible so you can like rob banks. You wanna fly so you can just go places and not have to pay. Like you think of stuff that'll make your life so much easier as you get older. Those are probably like my top two: be invisible and fly. I would want those superpowers. That's it. That's all. I won't even ask for too much. As long as I can do those. Shoot. Next question. Let's see. Here. What's your go-to love song? I'm thinking about me and my boyfriend. When It Comes to You by Friday. Um, a standard, like my standard throwback go to love song. Let's see. I know so many. I'm such an R&B girly. I'm gonna go to my R&B playlist. If you haven't, shameless plug. If you haven't checked out my playlist on Apple Music, go ahead and do that. Make sure you tuned in. Qween Leo, the Qween Leo on Apple Music. Premium playlist. Let's see. Let's go to my R&B playlist. Go to love song. If I'm thinking about my boyfriend, When It Comes to You, Friday, and just the sense of love songs, I just saw it. Snooze, SZA. Like just because that's me and my boyfriend's song, When It Comes to You by Friday. So I'm gonna always think that. That's my go-to when I'm thinking of him. But just because like I said, I love R&B, so just thinking in the sense of good R&B music. my standard is, ooh, SZA, Snooze. That is classic. That record, timeless. That'll go down timeless. Timeless. No matter what year, no matter what month, no matter where we are as a world, that song will always hit. I will be 70 singing Snooze. I will be 90 singing Snooze. Like, they're playing Snooze at my wedding. They'll play Snooze probably at the cookout. Like, Snooze is timeless. That is a go-to love song. I love SZA. I would love to see her in concert. I would love it. That album in itself, that album alone's timeless. To be honest with you, it's a timeless album. So yeah, that would be my go-to R&B song. Let's see. Another question. I think I'm going to do 4 more. So I'm going to do this one, and then I'm going to do 4 more. Okay, this is kind of piggybacking off the other question. What's the most adventurous thing you've ever done? Most adventurous I've ever done? Most adventurous thing I've ever done. Like I said, it would probably do something with heights. I would say like anytime I get on roller coasters, because I'm such a baby when it comes to heights. So anytime I get on roller coasters, that in itself is a feat. Anytime you see me on a roller coaster, you should be shocked, surprised, and proud of me. Trust me. Because me and roller coasters just do not get along. It is insane. It's not that we don't get along. I just can't deal with the heights. Like, and they always want to build up, and they always want to go slow going up, and then you're terrified, and then you go down, and then it's just like, ah. So it's like, roller coasters get me every time. So if you ever see me on one, be so proud of me. Be so proud, because I'm proud of my damn self. And my eyes will probably be closed the entire time. All right, so let's see. 4 more questions. Next one. This way. What's a guilty pleasure you enjoy in a relationship? Chill time. People underestimate just that vibe when you're just at home, chilling on the couch, watching TV, watching a movie, watching a game. Like that, that's one of my favorite parts of a relationship. Like, I'll go out with you, we can go out to eat, we can go out to do something, like we can go do an event. Like, dates are fun, dates are cool, but like that feeling of just, fresh out the shower, lotioned up, like sitting on the couch, probably cooking dinner. You can cook dinner, you cannot, but like just sitting on the couch, vibing under a sheet, just laid up with your baby. Like those moments are top tier. Like, cause I'm so big on peace. I'm so big on my peace. I'm so big on being at home and being at peace. So if I could be with you and we could just vibe and kick it and be at peace at home, oh, you got me. You got me. I'm yours. So I feel like that's like my favorite thing. Like, when it come to me, people always know that I'm with my dude. We in the house. If you ever trying to look for me, if you trying to figure out where I'm at, in the house with my man, put up, watching TV. It is so comfortable. I love it. Love it. Let's see. Next question. If you could learn any skill instantly, what would it be? Numbers. If I could be good with numbers, if I could be good with probability, numbers, math, that'd be love. That's a skill I want. My boyfriend is so good with numbers when it comes to like we be on Hard Rock. When it comes to like spreads, when it comes to like business, like he'll see something, give a number, and make like when it comes to making money, like just being good with numbers, like instant. That's what I want to work on. That's if I had that skill, I would want that skill. And I used to love math when I was younger, but as I got older, it's just not the same. My love for math has fell off. But when I was younger, I used to love math, love money, love counting, love just adding it up. So if I had to think of anything like that I want to be, if I could learn a skill instantly, it'll be just to fall in love with numbers and be good at numbers again. Definitely. Let's see, next question. 2 more left. We'll go this way and then we'll go down. Next question says, how do you practice self-care? Good question. Usually I spend a lot of time, I try to prioritize an everything shower. Everybody should prioritize an everything shower where you just take care of your whole body, tend to your whole body, let it soak, cleanse it, rejuvenate it. So tend to just be like an everything shower. Then I probably get my skin all moisturized, taken care of, skincare. I'll do my facial skincare. Put on like a nice comfy outfit. Probably sit on the couch and vibe. Probably a nice glass of wine. If not wine, maybe a margarita. If I'm not reading to like take care of my mind, my mental, it's this game I found. I was watching TikTok and I stumbled either TikTok, no, I was watching a vlog on YouTube. On one of the girls I follow, I was watching her vlog and she was playing this game called Unpacking. That has been my new guilty pleasure. Just with me and my anxiety, it's basically about a game. Like basically the whole game is you unpacking a house, but it just helps with my anxiety, just bringing my mind at peace, just like bringing everything at rest and just coming to a resting spot so I can then get myself back rejuvenated, ready to work. I would feel like that's probably another part of how I practice my skincare. And if I'm not doing that, I'm probably listening to R&B music. R&B music tends to be playing during my self-care time just to bring me back to life. Just clear my thoughts. A nice Summer Walker, Brent Fayez, Tink, SZA. Just a nice slow vibe. Chris Brown. Just a nice vibe in the background. Just to create just a calming environment. Those are my go-tos. Light a candle, light an incense. Something's lit. And I'm just relaxing. I feel like that's my definition of self-care. That's how I tend to take care of myself, just to prepare myself usually for the next week of work. Everyone should always have a self-care routine. Self-care, people sleep on how important self-care truly is. Everybody should have a self-care routine. It is key. Let's see. And then our last question for today, guys, says, what's the funniest thing that's happened to you on a date? Funniest thing that happened to me on a date? My date called me out first quarter. I was on a breakfast date. And I'm waiting for him there. So I'm in my car. And then he pulls up. He parks next to me or whatever. So I get out the car and I'm basically getting ready to go in to the restaurant with him. So I'm just trying to get everything in my car situated. So I get out. He gets out his car. He walks over to me and he confronts me about my ex. At the time, he was still my ex, but me and him were still like working on things. But I hadn't told the dude about him. And so I'm sitting at the car, getting myself together. He comes around the corner and he just confronts me about it head on. Boom. throws me completely off. Like, I can't even focus. I wasn't expecting him to question me. Like, it was just so, like, boom. So you still dealing with da-da-da? Or, so I know you got a boyfriend. It was something how he worded it. It just, like, rear-ended me. Did not see it coming. I froze. I was like, whoa. I was like, this is crazy. I could do nothing but laugh. That would probably have to be the funniest thing that's happened to me on a date. It was like, dang, you did not have to call my bluff like that. First quarter. You didn't even say hi. Didn't even say good morning. Called my bluff immediately. Immediately. I was like, wow, you got me. That's all I could say was you got me. You got me. But yes, that is all the questions I have for you guys today. I still haven't even dove into all the questions, so I might even have another episode of just questions because, like, guys, I ask so many questions. But yes, thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Queen of Hearts podcast. This has been another episode. I'll probably be coming with another episode next week about the book club. This month we are reading the 4 Agreements, so definitely stay tuned for that. You should see a new episode about that. And I have a couple. My goal, I have a lot more episodes I want to have this month before it's over and we get into December. Again, guys, be on the lookout. Black Friday, I do have Qween Leo merch dropping, season 1 essential. So definitely have your calendars and your countdowns and everything ready. Have your alarms set because Black Friday at midnight it is releasing. I already put out an episode, so if you haven't tuned into that episode, it's episode 9, titled Season 1 Essential, and I do go into every piece that I have in the collection for our Black Friday release. So definitely check that out. This is something I'm super excited about. I'm super proud of. I've been building Qween Leo merch for years now, and I'm finally able to have this, I'm going to say, semi-perfect launch just because things have been taking a little turn this month, and I'll probably dive more into that in a different episode. But this is something I've been working on. I'm super excited for the release this coming Black Friday. So I can't wait to share that with you guys. So definitely make sure you're subscribed to QweenLeo.shop. That way you are notified as soon as the merch line releases. Like, when I tell you everything's ready, I'm just waiting on that Black Friday drop. And when you're subscribed, you'll get that notification. So you get onto the website and you can be one of the first people to purchase your Qween Leo merch. Part of me wants to have a giveaway on Qween Leo merch coming up soon before the actual Black Friday release date. So I'm definitely thinking about that. So stay tuned because it's some really good pieces. Very good pieces. I'm relaunching my Qween Leo Queen Piece Crop hoodie, which is, when I tell you, it's a staple. Like, I wear that faithfully. Like, I love that hoodie. And then it is customizable. Limited edition customizable hoodie. So let's say you're a Pisces, we can put Queen Pisces on there. Let's say you're Queen Sagittarius, I got one for you. Virgo, I got Queen Virgo. Like, Queen Libra, I have Queen Libra. Like, definitely tap in and get your customizable hoodie. I have my dad hats, coffee mugs, crew neck sweatshirts. So definitely just be prepared. All of these are launching on Black Friday. Different colors, different shades, different styles. This is my essential collection. I feel like these are pieces that are staples in your wardrobe. These are pieces that, no matter if you're laying around the house being cozy, you're outside in the streets being a hot girl, city girl, a queen, however it may be, like, these are pieces that you should have in your collection that are just essential. That is why it's my essential collection, because they're go-to pieces. So definitely stay tuned for that. Like I said on every episode, follow me on my social medias. They will be linked in the description below. There you do get to see firsthand images and videos and pictures of the Queen. Follow my Twitter. You get my thoughts from day to day. Definitely just link in with the Queen. Like, tap in. Are you tapped in yet is the question. Should I definitely see you guys next week or to next few days? Who knows when I'm dropping my next episode. So just stay tuned, guys. Thank you so much again for tuning in. You guys have a wonderful day. And this is Qween Leo signing out of the Queen of Hearts podcast. Bye, guys.